At the onset of the 2022 general elections in Kenya, we set out on a journey as the UN Women Kenya Country Office, with Global Affairs Canada firmly holding our hands. Our mission: to tip the scales in favor of women's participation in leadership and realize Sustainable Development Goal number 5, gender equality, as envisioned in the 2030 Global Agenda.
If we are a democracy, we need to have the voices that we are representing also as part of the decision-making process, right? So women make up slightly more than 50% of this country's population, and yet in decisions about how the budget will be made, for example, about development projects, about issues that affect day-to-day people in their lives, women are represented at just 23%. So we have a problem with that. There is already a problem, right, from a representative democracy point of view.
In a country where cultural norms, financial barriers, and deep-rooted societal challenges have long kept women out of leadership spaces, we dared to reimagine a different future, one where women lead boldly, inclusively, and equally.
As a country, I feel we haven't done enough to open up the spaces for women. Majorly because one is that Kenya seems to be a patriarchal society. You know, this society that thinks that leadership is for the male, and they look at it as a preserve for men. So quite a number of communities have not been able to accept women within certain ranks of politics, and I think that has played a major hindrance to progress of women towards attainment of that equal presence in the political space.
Sana women of Samburu hawezi pewa hiyo chance ya kusimama. Sana unaambiwa wanakuongelelea ulitoka wapi, umezaliwa na nani, background yako, mambo mingi.
Working with local partners including Uraia Trust, we launched the Enhancing Women's Participation in Political Leadership and Decision-Making project. Women in 7 counties of Kisii, Homabay, Embu, Samburu, Kericho, Wajir, and Kajiado were equipped with the tools and confidence needed to step into leadership roles.
We're not just talking about the national level, we're talking about all levels. Because really, you want women from grassroots who understand the issues to be in leadership positions, to understand what it's like to live as a woman and be able to be in a position to make decisions for women, by women, on behalf of women, who have that experience of being a woman, but also up to the county level, the national level. These are important for women to participate in. And UN Women is a natural partner for us on this because they have a very strong network. They work with women's rights organizations. They also work with all levels of government. They're a very strong partner, and we've had a great time working with them on this.
One of the things that we are most proud of from this project is how we managed to get to support to the point that we got 7 governors elected, right? Women governors. But also, in terms of women, directly elected women on the parliament seats, we got a slight increase from 23 women to 29 women. It's not the kind of progress we want because we have a 50% target by 2030. So, but it is progress all the same.
We have seen what men can bring for the past 63 years in the leadership of this country. What we have not seen is what women can do given opportunity. Now, from the small pockets of the country that we've seen women doing extremely well, we are getting convinced that if they are empowered and we have that participation even at a higher level in terms of quantitative representation. But above all, we'll just be doing what the Constitution requires us to do. and that is to have more women participating.
In the face of unequal representation and built-in societal barriers, these women took their place in the arena, breaking barriers, challenging norms, and inspiring others to dream bigger.
With my story from day one of birth, I wanted to create a better place for people living with disabilities and also as a woman. So that propelled me to politics, and I joined 2022 politics. And although I never made it, it was a good experience with a lot of challenges. And as much as my dream never came true, I'm very sure that the experience that I learned and the challenges that I found on the ground are the basis of my future plans and my future decisions from then.
Ni kwamba kina mama wanaingia kwa mikutano zetu. Hapo awali na wangeweza kuja kwa kikao ati nawapea nafasi ya kuongea. Zamani walikuwa wanasimama huko wanaambiwa nyinyi watoto, wanasema yeo, wanaitikia. Lakini saa hizi hawa mama wako na nafasi. Tunahakikisha kwamba wako na nafasi ya kuja pia kuea mambo zao.
Kina mama in fact mimi napenda kwa sababu saa hii wameanza kuchanuka. Kwa sababu juzi tulifanya uchaguzi ya group branches. Unajua tunakuanga na group branch. Na tuliamuka kama kina hata hiyo kidogo tulisema tunaanzia na hapo. Kuona vile tutafanya. Sasa kina mama waliamuka na wamenichagua mimi kama mmoja yao ya board ya Kalama Conservancy.
These efforts were not just about winning elections, they were about transforming communities. Women leaders brought attention to issues often overlooked, from education and healthcare to sustainable livelihoods and social justice. In Embu, women are championing for agricultural reforms. In Samburu, they are advocating for girls' education. In Kajiado, they are shaping policies to protect the rights of marginalized groups. While in Kericho, women leaders have become champions for women's economic empowerment.
Kwa sasa ya kwanza niko kati ya wale waliopitisha bill ya economic empowerment ya kina mama. Niko katika ile komiti na tumetia jitihada nyingi tukapitisha hiyo bill ambayo inasimamia wamama wakopeshwe pesa na county, wapewe pesa na county kama loan, alafu warudishe at a very low interest. Kwa hivyo hiyo bill ni namba ya kwanza. Pia niko na statements, nimeuliza statement kadhaa kuhusiana na early pregnancy in Kajiado County.
As a caucus, it's very easy for us to come together and voice our issues as women, and also to make sure that the policies that come to the county assembly, they are youth friendly, they are gender responsive, and they also touch on issues of children.
But the journey doesn't end at the ballot box. Through mentorship and continuous support, these leaders are paving the way for future generations, ensuring that the fight for equality does not lose momentum.
2022 to 2027, we are privileged and glad, and it is a positive mark for us and an encouragement for other women aspirants who may want to occupy these seats, because today we have 3 females in leadership position, starting with Her Excellency, the Governor of Embu, Honorable Cecily Barire. We also have a member of the County Assembly for Kieni North, that is Terry Buchi, and a member of County Assembly for Kagaari South, that is Honorable Susan Wariro.
Where I've reached with the UN Women, I know they love that leadership to push on. When we approached them, we saw the difference, because we saw them pushing us to do it, to walk on that path. And when we finished, do you know that they called us later? To heal us. Not to worry. We had a session in Gong, I think 3 times. Being called in Catholic Church in Gong. 3 times. What experience? What did you do? Why? What happened? That is healing. And when you meet people like that, you can have an idea of repeating it again.
However, the journey is not without challenges, from cultural resistance to limited funding. The path is steep, but these women are resilient, united and undeterred.
Hata ukija bungeni, saizi vile tuko bungeni, kuna changamoto bado, kwa sababu utapata kama hawa ndugu zetu wanataka ya kuwa kama ni hizi komiti ambayo wanajua ni komiti kubwa kubwa ama nzuri, kitu kama budget committee, finance committee, lands committee, utapata domain hawataki wanawake wahusishwe katika mambo ya hizo komiti kubwa kubwa. Utapata bado hata tukiwa katika uongozi, bado kina mama tumefinywa, hata kama umeteuliwa kuingia katika nafasi ile, bado tumefanya nini? Tumefinywa.
In partnership with Global Affairs Canada, UN Women Kenya has ignited a movement to build an equitable Kenya where women's voices echo in every decision made, every law passed, and every dream pursued.
I really want to thank the organizers, Uraia, Global Affairs Canada, UN Women, for having such forums. We definitely feel heard. We definitely feel that they care about us. Na ni kama they're in our shoes, wanajua.
Wamama sasa wamejua kwamba ninaweza pata nafasi ya kucontest ama kutoka kusema nataka kuvaa hii space, ama ni Senate, ama ni MCA. Sasa ninaweza fanya. Kupitia hiyo si kuamka tu pale. Mama anaanza polepole, kama ni kikundi, utapata mama amewekwa kama chair lady, utapata mama amepatiwa nafasi kidogo, hivyo mpaka mama aelimike kabisa, ajue kumbe ninaweza kuongoza kina mama.
We are very proud of the acceptance that Kenyans have made that women belong on the leadership table and they bring value when they are in those leadership table.
So saizi mama kikuja asimame na atafute kiti, asilimia kubwa ya wanaume watafanya nini? Watampigia kura. Me personally, because najua mama is not greedy, sio mtu mlafi. Mama pia ako na huruma.
Together, we are not just tipping the scales, we are reshaping Kenya's future.